Time now for Cavalier Between Games Entertainment, featuring today's episode of Eau Claire Baseball Memories and other entertainment. We'll bring you Eau Claire Baseball Memories right after this timeout.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network along with the Chippewa Valley Museum brings you Eau Claire Baseball Memories. A look at the history of minor league baseball in Eau Claire from 1886 through 1962. And now, today's episode of Eau Claire Baseball Memories. Episode 2 is called A Grimy Start, where we examine some of those minor leaguers who played on Eau Claire's first minor league baseball team, the Eau Claires, sometimes referred to as the Lumbermen, and then we'll examine one of Eau Claire's first true baseball superstars.
Although the players we're looking at today could hardly be classified as a complete list of those who played for the Eau Claires in 1886 and 1887, we hope it gives you a taste of the first completely professional baseball played in Eau Claire. Lev Shreve was a pitcher who compiled a career record of 36 wins and 25 losses and a 1.77 earned run average in his 65-game pitching career with 4 minor league teams, including an 1886 stint with the Eau Claires. Following 1886, Shreve was signed by the Baltimore Orioles for their 1887 campaign. Shreve played for both the Orioles and the Indianapolis Hoosiers, compiling a record of 19 wins and 37 losses in his 59-game career. Another example of the players for the Eau Claires would include Len Stockwell. Len Stockwell fits the proverbial player who bounced around the minors before being called up to the major leagues. He compiled a career batting average of .249 with 3 home runs and 0 RBI in his 250-game minor league career with 15 different minor league teams in a 17-year span. In the majors, he played for the Cleveland Blues, Louisville Eclipse, and the Cleveland Spiders. Casey at the bat may have actually played in Eau Claire. John Patsy Cahill played in Eau Claire in 1887 following his major league career with the Columbus Buckeyes, the St. Louis Maroons, and Indianapolis Hoosiers. Cahill played the rest of his career in the minor leagues. Stops Cahill made included the Eau Claires of the Northwestern League, as well as 9 other minor league teams. He finally retired from playing in 1896 and tried his hand at umpiring. Unfortunately, that didn't last long as he passed away in 1901 at the age of 36. There is speculation that Cahill was the inspiration for Ernest Lawrence Thayer's poem Casey at the Bat after Thayer reportedly saw Cahill play in Stockton, California. One of the more productive players for the Eau Claires was Charlie Riley, who played in Eau Claire in 1887. While here, Riley hit an impressive .353, including 7 home runs and 61 stolen bases. In 1889, he was called up to the majors where he began an 8-year major league career with the Columbus Solons, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Philadelphia Phillies, and Washington Senators. He played every position except pitcher and catcher and posted a career batting average of .250. Some 25 years later, one of the most famous players who played minor league ball in Eau Claire played for the Eau Claire Commissioners. Western Wisconsin's own Burley Grimes. Grimes was born in Emerald, Wisconsin on August 18, 1893, and went to high school and played high school baseball in Clear Lake, Wisconsin. He was best known for throwing the spitball.
I used to chew slippery elm, the bark, right off the tree. Come spring, the bark would get nice and loose, and you could slice it free without any trouble. What I checked was the fiber from inside, and that's what I put on the ball. The ball would break like hell, away from right-handers and on lefties.
Those words were from noted spitballer Burley Grimes, whose major league career began in 1916 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. While pitching for the Eau Claire Commissioners in 1912, Grimes posted a 4-4 record with an earned run average of 3.52. That was good enough for Grimes to work his way up through the minor leagues, where he continued to impress. In 1913 and 1914, while pitching for Chattanooga Lookouts, the Richmond Colts, and the Birmingham Barons, he posted an earned run average of 0.00 in 418 innings pitched. Grimes finally got called up to the majors when the Pittsburgh Pirates came calling in 1916. In 2 seasons with the Pirates, Grimes would accumulate a 5-19 record. That led to a departure from the Steel City. The The Pirates traded Grimes to the Brooklyn Robins, which would later become the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he immediately dispelled any doubts about his ability to pitch. Grimes' first season with the Robins was impressive as he racked up a 19-9 record. He would play 8 more seasons in Brooklyn, totaling an additional 139 wins while leading the National League in complete games 3 times, 1921, 1923, and 1924, innings twice, 1923 and 1924, as well as wins in 1921 and strikeouts also in 1921. It was during this period that Major League Baseball banned the spitball, but allowed Grimes and 16 other pitchers to continue utilizing the pitch. The final 8 years of Grimes' career was spent on the move, as he played for the New York Giants, Pittsburgh Pirates, Boston Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago Cubs, and New York Yankees. His most noteworthy effort came in his second stint with the Pirates in 1928, when he again paced the National League in wins with 25, games appeared with 48, complete games at 28 and innings pitched. In 1931, as a member of the St. Louis Cardinals, Grimes claimed his first and only championship as he won both of his starts in the World Series versus the Philadelphia Athletics. After his playing career ended in 1934, Grimes would go on to manage in the major leagues, leading the Dodgers in 1937 and 1938. Grimes was the first Eau Claire minor leaguer to be elected to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. He was elected to the Hall 1964. Coming up in the next episode, we'll look at Andy and the Hammer.
That was the last pitch of the Northern Light Webcasting Network along with the Chippewa Valley Museums, Episode 2 in the series Eau Claire Baseball Memories. A look at the history of minor league baseball in Eau Claire from 1886 through 1962. Episode 3 will air between games of the next Eau Claire Cavalier doubleheader. Stay tuned, coming up shortly is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
games. I do my best reaching out to my brothers and sisters in arms.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
Most of us, we're not gonna admit that we need to help.
You don't have someone to kind of help you guide those thoughts. It can be really bad.
It's just a beautiful space when someone can trust you and say, listen, I need help.
You've been tuned to Cavalier Between Games. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
And we're back here at Grudem Field, and leading off and singling to center field is Brayton Tillman, as they're getting underway a little quicker than we expected. Tillman had gone 0 for 4 in game 1. That's going to bring up Carter Veith. He's now catching in game 2. He went 1 for 4 in game 1. Cavs 6-2 winners in the first game. And the first pitch is at the knees for a ball. Just below or just inside. Our angle isn't the greatest here. Tim Wilson behind the plate right now. Rick Beyer out on the bases. And that's inside for a ball. Both teams have lineups quite similar to game 1. On the mound is Noah Hansen for the Sturgeons. And that pitch is high and away. And the pitch. Strike called. A ball and a strike to Carter Veith. Here's the pitch. Check swing called strike, down to second, and they can't hang on to the ball as Tillman gets the stolen base. And I think the count is 1-2, but I'm not sure. Oh, 3-2. Tillman takes his lead at second. Hansen delivers. And there's a shot out into center field. It's going to fall in. Tillman rounds third. He's going to come in and score. And the Cavaliers take a lead in game 2 as Veith gets an RBI single to center field. That'll bring up Caden Erickson. Erickson went 1 for 4 in game 1. Veith on first, 1 run in, nobody out. And the pitch. Strike called on the inside edge. Hansen looking in, now looks over at first. And the pitch. There's a chopper foul right at the plate and then rolled down the third baseline. Taking a look at the Sturgeons defensively, Stelter's at third, Tester at short, Schemenauer at second, Turner at first. That's the same as it was in game 1. Coda, Hobley, and Dennis out in the outfield. Fredrickson behind the plate. That's different. And on the mound is Hansen. That pitch is a ball. And the pitch. There's a high pop-up in the infield. Moving over is A.J. Schemenauer, and he makes a catch. That'll bring up, with one out, Sam Knickerbocker. After going 3 for 4 yesterday, he went 0 for 4 in game 1. I guess that all balances out, doesn't it?
Yep.
I know that Sam would like nothing better than get on another roll in game 2. He's a designated hitter in this game. And there's a shot out into left field. Diving catch attempt is missed. And Knickerbocker safe at first. That'll bring up Riley Gopinski, who went 1 for 2 in game 1. And the pitch to Gopinski is a called strike. And the pitch. That one's fouled back into the screen. We don't have any pitching stats on Noah Hansen. This may be his first league appearance of the season. That much we know. And there's a foul tip down into the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes to Riley Gopinski. Runners at first and second. Erickson's at second. Knickerbocker at first. Or check that. That's Veith at second. Ground ball to short to second for 1, and they can't make the throw to first. So Gopinski's on a fielder's choice. 6-4. As Knickerbocker is out 6-4. But Veith is on third with 2 down. Gopinski on first, and Cade Mueller comes to the plate. He went 0 for 1 in game 1. And the throw down to second, and getting in safely is Gopinski with the stolen base. And we have a courtesy runner coming in for Carter Veith over at third base. And I didn't catch the number. I think it's Blake Bemnister, maybe. No.
Trent Palmer, 22.
And ground ball. Throw over to first, and they got him. 6-3 on the putout. So for the Cavaliers, they do pick up 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've played a half inning. It's Cavaliers 1 and the Sturgeons coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us. the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game is brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store, 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network, the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the valley in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball here on NLWN-TV.
Leading off for the Sturgeons in Game 2 is Jace Cota. He did not play in Game 1, and he comes in batting .333 on the season. On the mound for the Cavaliers, Aiden Ecker. He has an inning of relief work and has a .000 earned run average. Had a very nice inning that he threw. And the first pitch missed for a ball. He's firing to his collegiate teammate of Carter Veith. The rest of the Cavaliers defensively. Well, there we get a fly ball out center field. Tillman moving back, and he makes a catch. So defensively for the Sturgeons, or for the Cavaliers, I should say, Mueller's at third, Erickson's at short, Gopinski at second, Hesselman at first. Out in the outfield, it's Kroll, Tillman, and Hull. Ryan Hull getting an appearance today. And as we said, Aiden Ecker on the mound and Carter Veith behind the plate. That'll bring up Mason Tester, who went 1 for 4 in Game 1. That was low for a ball. Here's a pitch. Check swing. And they're saying that was a foul tip. And the pitch. That's down low. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Foul ball. That one thumped
something.
a car.
Yeah.
And it thumped it pretty good.
Be pulling that one out of the front seat.
And the pitch. Down low. 3 balls and a strike to Mason Tester. And the pitch. Strike 3. Actually, it was 3-2 was the count. Strike 3 is the call. That's going to bring up Liam Brennan, who went 0 for 2 in Game 1. He's the extra hitter. Jim Falls is batting 10 in Game 2. They only batted 9 in Game 1. And there's a strike called. Here's the pitch. That's high and away. Cavaliers really hoping Aiden Ecker can give a strong performance through and eat up a lot of innings. There's a ground ball, and it gets under Erickson's glove. That's going to be a base hit. So Brennan's on at first with 2 down. A.J. Schemenauer coming to the plate. He went 1 for 3 in the first game. And the first pitch is fouled back. Aiden Ecker looks over at first. And now delivers. Outside for a ball. Throw to second is not there in time. So give Liam Brennan a stolen base. Still 2 down. No balls and a strike. To A.J. Schemenauer. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into left center field. Tillman back, and he makes a running catch. Tremendous range being shown by Brayton Tillman out in center field for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 1, and the Cavaliers have a 1-0 lead on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Heading into the top of the 2nd inning, due up for the Cavaliers. We have Ashton Kroll, Logan Hesselman, and Jerome Delikowski. This lower part of the lineup in Game 1 was very productive. Kroll went 2 for 2, and Hesselman went 3 for 3. And we have a time called.
5 of the 6 runs came in that lower part of the order. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that you can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games by simply coming to Carson Park with your veteran's identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Ashton Kroll with a nice shot, goes out to center field, just over second base.
So that'll bring up Logan Hesselman. So Kroll has a 3 for 3 day going. And the pitch, the fly ball out into left field, foul territory. And it falls to the ground. Coda gave it a run out there, but couldn't catch up to it. And the pitch. Ground ball, foul. Is it came off of Hesselman in the box.
Hanson.
And the
throws.
pitch. That was high for a ball. And the pitch. That one missed. Ball 2. Swing and a miss. So, that'll bring up Jerome Delikowski. He made one appearance in Game 1, and he went 0 for 1. And the first pitch is a called strike. There's a ground ball over to short. Steps on second, throw to first, and it's in time. So Delikowski grounds into a 6 unassisted to 3 double play. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base, and we have played an inning and a half, and it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing on NLWN-TV.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
And we're getting ready to head into the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Sturgeons, Carter Stelter, Bobby Soren, and Grady Frederick. Cavaliers on top, 1-0. Now Carter Stelter went 2 for 3 in Game 1. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
A lot of power in that swing, nearly fell into the batters or over the plate.
Ecker winds and delivers. That's outside. Ecker works from the windup when nobody's on base. A lot of pitchers don't do that anymore. Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. To Carter Stelter. Here's a pitch. That's high. And the pitch. Check swing. It was fouled away. And the pitch, fly ball into shallow right field. Gopinski moves over and makes the catch. Bobby Soran comes to the plate. He went 1 for 3 in game 1. He's a designated hitter this time around. He caught the first game. There's a ground ball over to third. Scoop by Mueller, throw to first, and it's in time. So 2 down. That'll bring up Grady Frederick, who did not play in game 1. He comes into today's game batting .353. And that pitch is high. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike 2 called. Oh, it's 1-1. I thought I heard Tim Wilson say 2, but he must have been calling it a strike instead. There's a shot right into the glove of Caden Erickson. And the Sturgeons go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 2. And it's the Cavaliers 1, Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 7th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Plum City Blues from Legion Field in Plum City, Wisconsin. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 7th on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
Welcome back to Grudem Field in Jim Falls. This reminder that the summer hours for the Chippewa Valley Museum began yesterday. So if you want to know more about those, go to cvmuseum.com for more information. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum is participating in the National Blue Star Museums program, which is presented through the National Endowment for the Arts and Blue Star Families. Through the Blue Star Museums, active duty military personnel, including the National Guard and Reserves, and their families, receive free museum admission.
Ryan Hull is the leadoff batter for the Cavaliers, and he hit out to right field, getting under it, is Dennis for the first out of the third inning.
Hull still looking for his first hit as a Cavalier.
And now to the top of the order, Brayton Tillman, who had a single to center and stole a base the last time he was up in the first inning.
And scored the Cavalier run.
Yes. First pitch, low, a ball, 1. And a shot down the first base side is foul for strike 1.
That one had extra bases written all over it, had it just been a couple more feet fair.
Yeah. One nothing Cavaliers. We are in the top of the third. Cavs won the first game 6-2. And a shot goes out to left field, and that is caught by Coda. For the second out, Carter Veith now, the batter for the Cavaliers. He had a single out to center as well, and he had the credit for the RBI, the first run that the Cavs had. The only run that the Cavs had.
I like your term, first run.
First run, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's leave it at that. First pitch goes into the dirt for ball 1. Hansen, long look, fires. And that one's inside for ball 2. That pitch goes right down the middle for strike 1. 2-1 to Carter Veith. And that ball chopped to third, and Stelter gets it, fires to Turner, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Score at the end of 2.5 innings of play. Cavaliers 1, Sturgeons nothing. You're watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-2.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
Smoke covering the sunshine here in Game 2 of today's doubleheader, the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons.
We call it Canadian sunshine.
That's right, Canadian sunshine. And we are in the bottom of the third inning. Cavs lead 1-0. Due up are Evan Dennis, Colton Turner, and Tristan Hobley for the Sturgeons. And Dennis will start out.
You know, aside from being a little bit hazy, it's been a beautiful day for baseball. 76 degrees in Jim Falls right now.
First pitch from Ecker in for a ball. Fires again. That one off the bat, strike 1. Join us this Saturday on NLWN-TV. We'll bring you more Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball as they take on the Plum City Blues. That's called strike.
That was a nice pitch right down the edge of the plate.
Coverage begins 12:30 with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play. And swing and a miss for strikeout. And Colton Turner comes up now.
That's the second strikeout for Aiden Ecker.
Turner in the first game flew out 3 times. Turner, the first baseman. Throw, and that goes foul.
Off that interesting backstop. Let's put it that way. So the ball bounces about halfway back out to the mound.
And that one a strike.
Fastball at the letters.
0-2 to Colton Turner. And a swing and a miss for the third strikeout of the game for Aiden Ecker. 2 up, 2 down. Tristan Hobley, who struck out twice and was thrown out at first from third in game 1. Chopper on the infield, goes to shortstop, gets by Erickson for a base hit.
Erickson tried to field that on the short hop, and it didn't quite hop as high as Erickson thought it would.
That brings up Mason Tester, who struck out the first time at bat here in game 2. Two outs as Ecker looks. In comes the pitch. That's at the knees, strike 1. Checking Coda at first. Pitch goes into the dirt. Ball 1. 1-1.
There's Hobley at first.
Hobley at first. And that ball popped up out of play off the first base side. Jax Hobley at first. Ecker ready. The pitch at the knees. Hobley goes towards second and he makes it. Ball goes into the outfield and Hobley's going to go for 3 and he is in.
Okay, that goes in the book as a stolen base and then an error on Gopinski for letting the ball go into center field, which allowed Hobley to go to third.
Ecker gets the okay to
scuff up the ball.
Scuff it up a bit, yep. Hobley on third. Pitch goes in. Caught at the dirt. Full count. And that one chopped to second. The throw over to first. The Hesselman retires the Sturgeons. So for Jim Falls, they have got no runs on a hit, 1 Cavaliers error, and 1 runner left.
First of all, we have a
score at the end of 2.5 innings of play. The Eau Claire Cavaliers won. The Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
We've completed 3 innings of this second game of this twin bill at Jim Falls. The Cavaliers lead 1-0. Cavs won game 1, 6-2. Now leading off for the Eau Claire Cavaliers is Caden Anderson. He flew out to second in his first time up. First pitch is high, ball 1. Hansen with a low pitch, but Erickson takes a swing at it. Strike 1. 1-1 to Caden Erickson. On deck is Sam Knickerbocker, who is the designated hitter in game 2 here. That pitch in the dirt for ball 2. Erickson checked his swing on that one. Hansen takes another look. The throw. That one outside. Ball 3. 3-1 to Caden Erickson.
Hitter's pitch coming to Caden.
And he takes advantage of that, and that is going to go down the third base line, and Caden Erickson is on with a base hit to left. Sam Knickerbocker, the DH, now comes up.
Erickson took a wide turn at first, but it was fielded fairly quickly by Coda. And probably a wise thing to decide to not push it for second.
Hansen checks Erickson. Pitch goes in. Ball, that's high. One and 0. Erickson leads a little bit. In comes the pitch. That one chopped to second base, forced there, throw to first, in time. So double play unassisted, 4 and then 4-6-3.
He did flip it to the shortstop.
Ah, okay.
But it was a textbook double play. Oh, we have some planes flying in formation overhead.
And first pitch to Riley Gopinski, a strike. Jim Falls flyover.
Yeah, it's like the missing man formation there.
Yeah. And thrown out at first to end the half inning for the Cavs. So no runs, one hit, no errors, and one left.
Nobody left.
Nobody left. Okay, and the score at the end of 3.5 is Eau Claire Cavaliers 1 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 0. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
The entire Chippewa River Baseball League is doing double headers today, and in game one of some of the other matchups, it was the Cadott Red Sox over the Whitehall Whitetails 7-2. Game one of the contest between the Osseo Merchants and Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, Osseo came away winner 1-0. And the Tilden Tigers defeated the Augusta Athletics 10-0 to get the first win of the season for the Tilden Tigers.
Shortstop Mason Tester now batting for the Sturgeons. And looks at the pitch low and outside.
2-0 is the count.
Tester struck out when he was in the first inning and called strike one. 2-1 count to the Sturgeon shortstop, Mason Tester. In comes the pitch, and a strike right down the middle, 2-2. Ecker throws, that one fouled back to the fence. Sturgeons have no runs on 2 hits here in game 2. Cavaliers won the first game 6-2. And that ball chopped to the shortstop. Erickson throws over to Hesselman for out number 1. Liam Brennan now up for the Sturgeons. He had a base hit over toward the shortstop and stole a base in inning number 1. And strike one. That got Brennan looking.
That was fastball about belt high.
In comes the pitch again. That one gets by Veith.
And that was a fastball over in Dunn County somewhere.
I'll stop and grab it on the way home.
Okay.
One and one the count. Brennan, the left-handed batter, and he looks at one inside for ball 2. 2-1. Ecker winds the throw, swing, and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. And that ball fouled out behind us. Two and two the count.
You know, those can come and get us, as Cassie learned a couple years back.
And that ball chopped over to second base. The throw in time from Gopinski to Hesselman. Two outs, A.J. Schemenauer, the second baseman, is now up. He flew out to center field the last time he batted in the first inning.
Yeah, we were in Osseo, and there was a foul ball came off and actually glanced off the lens of the camera and shot over to Cassie sitting at the computer and hit her in the arm.
Strike one.
I don't think it was your pitching arm, though, Cassie, so I don't think it affected your game at all. Cassie's tough. No crying in baseball. That's right.
Ball one as the pitch went inside. It's 1-1. And that one at the knees for strike two.
I will say this much, that breeze is starting to pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
Feels really nice.
It does.
What was that? Seals and Crofts did the song Summer Breeze?
Summer Breeze makes me feel fine, yes. And he struck out looking. So that was a quick half inning for the Sturgeons, who had no runs off no hits, no errors by the Cavaliers, and no base runners score at the end of 3.5 innings of play. Are the Eau Claire Cavaliers, at the end of 4 innings of play, the Eau Claire Cavaliers 1 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. You're watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/actnow.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Welcome back. Top of the 5th inning, the Cavs up. Cade Mueller, Ashton Kroll, and Logan Hesselman.
Got another final in one of the other doubleheaders going on today. Game 1, it was the Eau Claire Bears over the Bloomer Woodticks, 10-0. Or 10-3. 10-3.
Cade Mueller was thrown out at first in the first inning when he batted last, and that goes over the middle for strike one. Hanson with a pitch goes up high for ball one. Join us Saturday. The Cavs are at Plum City. Coverage starts at 12:30 with the In the Dugout show right here on NLWN-TV. And another pitch goes right over the middle for strike two. 1-2 the count to Mueller. And he kind of chops that one out of the dirt and it goes foul.
Kind of golfed that one out of the sand trap that time. There, that's a comment for you, Dan, who is unable to make it today due to some family things, but there's a little golf shot for you.
And another foul ball That one goes down the third baseline. Count still 1-2.
That ball got past the catcher on third strike. Throw to first. It's in time. At least Mueller made a chase out of it. So it goes down as a strikeout.
And Ashton Kroll now comes up. He had a base hit to center in inning number 2 to lead things off the last time he was up. One nothing Cavs, game 2. We're in the top of the 5th. Pitch in, right down the middle, strike 1.
Kroll is working on a 3-for-3 day.
And strike 2. Looks at that one.
Yeah, he knew it too as soon as he saw it. The old Ashton Kroll bobblehead was going.
That one a little bit high. Ball 1. And Kroll with a hit out to, drops it into right field. Gets on with a base hit.
You know, when you've got a 3-for-3 day, sometimes you need a lucky shot too, and he put it where they ain't. Little Texas leaguer that time.
Logan Hesselman, the first baseman, now batting. He struck out last time he was up in the second inning. Pitch from Hansen goes high and outside for ball 1. And that ball high. 2-0 the count. And that one fouled. Strike 1. 2-1. Kroll with a couple of step lead on first. Hansen looks, fires the pitch. That one goes outside. Ball 3, 3-1. In comes the pitch. And a swing for strike 2, full count.
Hesselman went 3-for-3 in game 1 before striking out his first time up in this game.
And swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 outs for the Cavaliers. Brings up the extra hitter, Jerome Delikowski.
He grounded into a kind of an unusual double play. It was a shortstop unassisted, stepped on the bag and fired over to first.
First pitch, fouled, strike 1. Hansen checks Kroll over at first. Pitch goes in, and that one over the plate for strike 2. 0-2 count. Pitch goes in. That one a bit low, ball one.
The ball got away from Fredrickson, but not quite far enough for Kroll to make an attempt at second.
Kroll checked again at first by Hansen. Pitch comes in, fouled. Foul tip. And that pitch fouled back toward the concession stand.
And there's some kindling for Jerome Delikowski to use. And he needs a new bat. As they're digging out his other bat. And Jerome goes, there we go, that's the good one.
1-2 the count. Now that Jerome has the good bat. Pitches in, bounces short of the plate for a ball.
Well, so far the bat hasn't done him wrong.
Kroll getting some instructions at first. Hansen fires it in and tipped again.
It's a pretty tough battle at the plate right now.
2-2.
Jerome Delikowski making Hansen throw lots of pitches.
And that ball hit back into center field. And
that was Tester getting out there to make the catch.
All right, out toward second. So that ends the Cavaliers' fifth inning. No runs, one hit, no errors by the Sturgeons, and one left. Score at the end of 4.5 in game 2 of this doubleheader. The Eau Claire Cavaliers won. The Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. You're watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
If your roof is in need of repair, call a local professional. Our Roofing will be happy to come out and assess the damage and help you out if he can. Ben Ryder is at 715-292-8630. 715-292-8630. And Ben is on the camera today behind home plate. Leading off, Carter Stelter. And strike one.
And our Roofing is local and they're trusted, and you know, whenever storms come through, these fly-by-night groups that you just can't trust come through, and you see a lot of people get taken for a lot of money. That's not our Roofing. They're the guys that'll do the job and do it right. And they'll work with your insurance company.
And that pitch fouled back.
Good thing the fence was here. Yeah. That was going right for Kirk if it wasn't for the fence. He was lightning ready to duck over there. He said he'd take one for the team.
And that one fouled back into the fence. The other direction. Stelter flew out to second last time he was up. And that ball into the dirt for ball 2. 2-2. And that one
fouled it off his foot, I think. I heard a very audible ouch come out of there.
Yeah. Had some burn on that.
A ball hitting your foot off the bat like that, it's coming off that bat pretty fast. That hurts.
Carter Stelter waits. The throw. High. Full count. Got Ecker throwing 55 pitches so far, and we are in the top of the 5th inning.
He's been fairly efficient.
Yes, he has. And that one goes low for...
Carter V thought that was strike 3.
Yeah.
But Tim Wilson goes, that's not what I saw. And I've always discussed with Wilson what kind of glasses he's wearing.
And that one right down the pipe for strike 1 to Bobby Soren. He's the DH for the Sturgeons. He was thrown out at first from third the last time he was up in inning number 2. Check swing, but it was high, ball 1.
Yeah, that toss out of Soren that last time up, that was a really nice scoop by Hesselman over at first.
And that one goes right down the middle for strike 2 to Bobby Soren. 1-2. Stelter at first takes a couple of steps off the bag. Ecker looks, fires. That one goes into the dirt. Past Fredrickson, and Stelter will go on a pass ball. Two and two the count to Bobby Soren. Ecker looks back and reaching for that one for strike 3, Bobby Soren. Or no?
Well, he fouled it away.
Fouled it away, okay.
Fouled it down and pounded it down into the dirt. That's
next
a foul
pitch,
chip.
Yep. Heard that one. Two and two the count. Ecker takes a look back at second. Pitch high. Brings the count full. Ecker with a pitch, and that one hit into short left field for a base hit. No outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Cavaliers lead 1-0. And now we've got a pinch runner going out there. Carson Bovey is going to go to first base to run for Bobby Soren as Grady Frederick.
And this is a pinch runner situation. Not a courtesy runner because Soren is not the catcher this time around. He's the designated hitter.
Frederick takes strike 1. Grady lined out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning. His only time at bat thus far in the game. Only other time. And another pitch goes right by him. For strike 2, 0-2.
Get the impression Aiden Ecker has taken the attitude of quit messing around. I'm just going to get these guys at the plate.
And that pitch high for ball 1. 1-2.
It's the right idea to get him to chase a high fastball, but not quite that high.
Ecker looks back at second. Ball chopped to shortstop, over to second, throw to first, missed. And going in to score is Carter Stelter.
And he came down hard like his knee didn't want to cooperate. And he's going to get up and walk away. They're looking around the plate like maybe he hit a hole or something. But the run scores to tie the game. So Frederick is on a fielder's choice. And the run came in on an error by the second baseman.
And Evan Dennis's first pitch, fouled back for strike 1. Evan struck out in the 3rd inning the last time he batted for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Ecker looking, fires that one, fouled off his bat, back to the fence for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Ecker fires that one, bounces off the plate, and Dennis is, Frederick. Let's see that.
That's Frederick over at second on a wild pitch.
Okay.
Bounced off the plate and then off of Veith's mask.
And that one low for ball 1. And that one fouled. Two and two the count to Evan Davis. And got him looking for the strikeout. That's 2 strikeouts for Evan Dennis in this game. Colton Turner, the first baseman for the Sturgeons, comes up, and he also struck out the last time he was up. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss for strike one. And swing and a miss for strike two. 0-2 the count. Frederick still out on second. Ecker looks at his lead, fires the pitch, and sends one right down the middle for strike three. And that's the end of the fifth for the Sturgeons, but not until they score one run on one hit, one Cavalier error, a big one, and a one left. So the score at the end of 5 innings of play, the Eau Claire Cavaliers won, the Jim Falls Sturgeons won. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
We've completed 5 innings and are tied at 1 in game 2 of this twin bill from Jim Falls. And to take us the rest of the way, here's Rick Olson.
Thank you, Jay. We did sample some of the hot dogs here at Jim Falls, and they were mighty tasty.
Right in there for the top dog.
Bunt down the third base line, and Ryan Hall with a bunt single. Gets the leadoff runner on. He caught the third baseman playing deep, and he laid it down the third base line on the grass and beat the throw out to first. Takes us back to the top of the order, Brayton Tillman. He's 1 for 2 in game 2. Shows bunt, pulls back. Stelter well in on the grass now. And the pitch. He hits a fly ball deep into right field. It's way back. And it's gone! A 2-run home run for Brayton Tillman.
That sounded good.
So Brayton Tillman hit the first home run of the season for the Cavaliers over the right field fence, and that's going to bring about a change on the mound. And we'll get that all figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749. Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 7th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Plum City Blues from Legion Field in Plum City, Wisconsin. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Saturday, June 7th on NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
New pitcher on the mound for the Sturgeons is Will Jacobson. And the first pitch to Carter Veith is down low after the Cavaliers open up a 3-1 lead on the two-run shot by Brayton Tillman. And there's a hard hit ground ball through the hole into left field. And Carter Veith is a two-hit game going. The numbers for Noah Hansen, he went 5+ innings, gave up 3 runs. They were all earned. 8 hits, struck out 3, did not walk anybody. Caden Erickson at the plate. Erickson's 1 for 2 in this game. And there's a strike called. He singled to left his last time up. And there's a fly ball out to left. And it's taken in out there by Coda. Throw over to first, and back in time is Carter Veith. So 1 out, Carter Veith on first. Sam Knickerbocker at the plate. He's 1 for 2. He singled to left and then grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. There's a pop-up just outside the infield to shortstop, and Tester makes the catch. And they made the throw to first, and they doubled him off. So, in the top of the 6th, the Cavaliers pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. So we have played 5.5, and it's the Cavaliers 3, Jim Falls Sturgeons 1 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
And we have a couple of finals in Game 2 of a couple of other doubleheaders. We have the Osseo Merchants defeating the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 3-1. Tilden Tigers in Game 2 also defeated the Augusta Athletics 10-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here in Jim Falls. Cavaliers up on top, 3-1. Due up for the Sturgeons, we have Tristan Hobley, then Jace Coda, and Mason Tester. Hobley singled to left his first time up. Aiden Ecker delivers a strike right down the middle. And the pitch. There's a high pop up. And catching it in fair territory is Mueller. That takes us back to the top of the order. Jace Coda, who's 0 for 2. He flew to center and then grounded to second. So he's going right back up the middle both times. That pitch is high for a ball. And the pitch. That one's chopped foul off the roof of the Cavalier dugout. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out to center fielder. Tillman is back and he makes the catch. Two down, and it's going to bring up Mason Tester, who's 0 for 2. Went down looking and then grounded to short. Here's the first pitch. Strike called. Game 1, the Cavaliers took the victory 6-2 with Andrew Milner going the distance. Strike 2 called to Mason Tester. So far, Aiden Ecker has gone the distance in this one with 2 down in the 6th. And evidently there's a problem with the glove that Carter Veith has. He can't very well borrow Knickerbockers because Veith is right-handed, Knickerbocker's left-handed. Now he's got a glove.
We'll suggest that he just catch it with his hands.
That's 1860s baseball,
right,
which we will have for you later this year.
You'll be able to see some of that.
Here's the pitch. Strike called.
Yeah, join us on NLWN-2 for a coverage of vintage baseball as we bring you the Menominee Blue Caps playing baseball in the style of the 1860s.
There you go. And we'll be back right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Located in Eau Claire's Carson Park with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And this reminder again that the summer hours at the Chippewa Valley Museum are now underway. Check out cvmuseum.com for more information about those summer hours. Also coming up on June 7th, the Chippewa Valley Museum is sponsoring vintage baseball at, I believe it's at Grudem Field in Carson Park. And they're also going to have some information in the Wisconsin Logging Camp Museum. That's all on next Saturday, as the Menominee Blue Caps, and I don't recall who they're playing. I did hear it once. Once isn't enough for me. So we aren't going to be covering that game, but you can get a chance to go see the Menominee Blue Caps play some vintage baseball at Carson Park next Saturday, all put together by the Chippewa Valley Museum. Leading off for the Cavaliers in the top of the 7th inning is Riley Gopinski, 0 for 2 in Game 2. And the first pitch missed. And there's a fly ball back in the corner, but out of foul ball.
That vintage baseball coverage on NLWN-2, Monday, June 23rd, 7 o'clock.
We should mention that those are on a delay basis. We will have 2 games that day, but it will be at 7 o'clock that Monday from games that were played over the weekend. And a called strike over the outside corner to Riley Gopinski. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's outside, counts even at 2-2. Will Jacobson on the mound. He has a 1-1 record with a 2.50 earned run average. There's a fly ball out into right center field, coming over and making the catch for the Sturgeons is Dennis, Evan Dennis. And that's going to bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller 0 for 2 in this game. And there's a strike called at the knees. And the pitch, down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, that's inside. Here's the pitch. Pop foul out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes to Cade Mueller. And the pitch. Swung on, sent out into left center field. That's going to find a gap and roll almost out to the warning track. And Mueller checks in with a double. That's going to bring up Ashton Kroll. And Kroll is 2 for 2 in game 2. That's a lot of 2s.
It is.
I have to make sure I don't have a loose tooth.
Oh.
Hey, it's been a doubleheader. It's a long day. He singled to center, singled to right. And he pops this one foul territory on the left side. Moving over, making the catch is Stelter. That'll bring up Logan Hesselman. Struck out a couple times in game 2. He went 3 for 3 in game 1. There's a strike called. Jacobson delivers. There's a fly ball foul on the left side. On deck, hoping he gets a shot, is Cole Timon. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into left field. Coming in, actually drifting out was Tester, and he made a catch. So, for the Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 6.5. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Cavaliers on top, 3-1 on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
We're going into the bottom of the 7th inning here at Grudem Field. Cavaliers hoping to have the brooms out. Leading off for the Sturgeons is Liam Bronson. Or Brennan. Can't even read my own writing. Liam Brennan. Follows the first one back into the screen. No balls and a strike. And that one's fouled away. It's 0-2. And that's a deep fly ball. It's off the fence out in center field. And Brennan checks in at second. And at the plate, and the ball gets away from Veith, and it's over to third with Brennan on the pass ball. A.J. Schemenauer at the plate. He's 0 for 2. And the pitch. Swung on a missed. And there's a fly ball out into center field. Making the catch is Tillman. Good solid throw towards the plate. And they held the runner at third. So one away, that brings up Carter Stelter. Stelter is 0 for 1. He popped to short, or to second I should say, and then he drew a walk and ended up scoring on an error for the 1 run. Aiden Ecker on the mound. Strike right down the middle of 178. If anything, that was right down the double yellow line. And the pitch, that one's down in the dirt. Carter Veith blocked it nicely and kept it in front of him. Prevented the run from scoring. Runner on third, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. To Carter Stelter. There's a strike right at belt height. Counts even at 2-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ground ball fielded by third. Throw to first in time. 1 run comes in. So, in to score is Brennan as Stelter grounds third to first. Bobby Soren coming to the plate, or this could be Bovey. No, it's Soren back, re-entering the game. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Bobby Soren's 1 for 2. Grounded to third and singled to left. And the pitch. Smartly smacked ball. That's going to roll all the way out to the fence in right center field. Bobby Soren rounding first, heading to second. He dives in safely. So the tying run is in scoring position. And Ryan Bemnister is going to have a talk at the mound. I think he's just primarily going to settle down Aiden Ecker. He's 1 out away from going the distance. Now we have Lucas Costley coming in, so we're going to get a pitching change, and we'll get that figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need the help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's vintage baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
New pitcher on the mound for the Cavaliers, Lucas Costley. Aiden Eckert went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 of which was earned on 6 hits, struck out 7 and walked 1. Swing and foul back to the screen for strike 1 for Grady Frederick, who's 0 for 2. Lined out to short and grounded into a fielder's choice. This is a save situation for Costley. He's at the belt. And the 0-1 pitch. High pop-up. It's in the field of play. Moving over is Mueller, and he makes a catch and get out the brooms. As the Cavaliers come away 3-2 winners over the Jim Falls Sturgeons, and the Cavaliers sweep the doubleheader. And we will have more about this one when we get to talking baseball right after this time out on NLWN-TV.
Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball is on the air.
Hopper back to Milner, throws second for one, over to first. And they got him a 1-6-3 double play.
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as the Cavaliers attempt to defend their Chippewa River Baseball League championship.
And a no-hitter for Andrew Milner.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball.
Being a Cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Rick Olson with you, along with Jay Fall and Cassie Nelson and Ben Ryder on the camera. And joining us right now is Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And what a difference a day makes, huh?
Yeah, getting some timely hits. Sorry, I had to get beer there.
That it's important.
Yeah. No, we did a good job at the plate.
We got a big sale on popcorn right now. 50 cents for a bag. 50 cents for a bag of popcorn.
50 cents for a bag of popcorn. No, it was really good games. Both games well pitched by both teams. Really good job both ways around. It was just nice to see.
And that timely hitting came throughout the lineup. Jay and I were both commenting about how the bottom part of the lineup really, game one really contributed and really helped out in game two as well.
Yeah, I liked what I saw out there. A couple guys we moved around, gave a couple starts, spot starts to a couple guys that normally don't start for us and stuff. And we got, we got Hudson going, we got Kroll going, we got Kapinski still hitting really well. I mean, I like what we're doing. So.
And how about that performance by Aiden Ecker, going 6 2/3 and really looking pretty strong?
Yeah, he looked okay. No, he looked really good. He basically shut those guys down for the 6 innings. He really wanted he goes, I got 3 more fastballs in me. It's like, this inning should just be tough. Let's give him just a different look. And we looked at Costley there.
And you got
but, I mean,
Costley got to come in and pick up a save.
Yeah, but the most important thing is he got the win. And I wanted to make sure he got a win. I know you want to give a guy a chance to lose the game, but I wanted him to have his first cap win. So.
And he did, and he looked really good doing it. A good, solid fastball. Then he had some balls moving around a little bit. from the angle that we're at, we couldn't see the break on his curveball and stuff real well, but you could tell by where the catcher's glove was. That ball was doing some dancing.
Yeah. He said he's trying to throw 2 different types of curveballs. He couldn't do anything with curveballs, so he just kind of said the hell with it, let's just throw fastballs, and that worked out pretty good for him.
And well, it sounded that the glove made when that ball hit it said, yeah, that ball's coming.
Yeah, and these guys are good hitters, so they shut this team down for hitting. I mean, they pack hits together, so it's not an easy game.
And how about Logan Hesselman? He struggled a little bit last night or yesterday, and then in game 1, he went 3 for 3. I mean, that's the way to turn things around. It also shows how fickle baseball is.
Yeah, exactly. It's a frustrating sport, and I know some guys are frustrated and a little angry and things like that, but all it takes is 1 or 2 little hits, and he was finding holes and gaps in the game 1 there and stuff like that. So I like the approaches these guys have, and I'm really happy for a couple of these guys.
Well, you survived a really difficult game. You had 2 pitchers go a long ways today. Andrew Milner threw a brilliant game in game 1.
Yeah, let's not forget about that. We gave him a little bit more run support.
Yeah,
he threw really well in game 1.
And then, you know, A. Necker came out and threw well in game 2. You got the innings out of those guys you needed to get because there wasn't much else you had left.
No, we were missing 4 or 5 guys today, and we had 4 games in 5 days, and that eats pitching up, especially when the 2 of those games were 9-inning games, and then you go play a doubleheader. It's a lot of innings that we had to come up and find arms for, and they did a great job doing it.
So you get a little bit of a break to give those arms a rest. No games until next Saturday when you go over for a non-league game against Plum City. And then you got another situation next weekend, kind of like this weekend. You have the game against Plum City on Saturday, and then you have a doubleheader, is it Bloomer, on Sunday?
Yeah, Bloomer doubleheader.
And that's at Bloomer. So another situation, but you should have a few more bodies. And
yeah, we'll have everybody back. We'll have 22 guys there, which will give us the extra 6 or 7 arms that we need for each of these games. It's going to be way nicer to have a full dugout and stuff, so...
Well, and you've got to be pretty happy today. You've moved your conference record to 5-2 and overall you're 6-3. That looks a whole lot better than the way it did yesterday after yesterday's game. So
that's yesterday.
It is. It's history. And we'll just leave it back there where we don't need to study that part of history. And so congratulations on the doubleheader sweep today as we get all the feedback from the concession stand. And, there's a pun in there, but I'm not going to go there. So congratulations, and we'll wrap up today's Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Next game here, the Legends. You can see all the legends that night.
I was adopted in 2000.
Rumor has it the Christian Yelich will not
come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
And welcome back here to Grudem Field. And there we go. Welcome back to Grudem Field, and we're just about wrapping up things here as we're just getting ready to wrap some stuff up. And Cavaliers come away with a doubleheader sweep over the Jim Falls Sturgeons, a much-needed doubleheader sweep, and moves the Cavaliers to a 5-2 record in the Chippewa River Baseball League, 6-3 overall. Game 1, Cavaliers come away winning 6-2. Game 2, they win it 3-2, and so the Cavaliers get a little bit of a break, and they will be heading to Plum City on Saturday for a single game against the Plum City Blues, and then on Sunday with a doubleheader against the Bloomer Woodticks. So, I want to remind you that we will be there in Plum City on Saturday. That's the 7th on NLWN-TV right here as we bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers taking on the Plum City Blues. That'll be at Legion Field in Plum City. Coverage will begin at 12:30 p.m. with the In the Dugout show, followed by all the play-by-play action. I want to again remind you to join us on NLWN2. You've heard us talk about it quite a bit today for our coverage of vintage baseball as we bring you the Menominee Blue Caps playing baseball in the style of the 1860s. That'll be on Monday, June 23rd, and we'll bring you coverage of the Blue Caps taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan. They're out of Michigan, and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota, all taking place at the Menominee Baseball Festival. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock on NLWN2 on Monday, June 23rd. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games by simply coming to Carson Park with your veteran's identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. A reminder again that today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball games have been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network, and the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the Chippewa Valley in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. So, for Jay Fall and Cassie Nelson and Ben Ryder, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again, Cavaliers 3 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons 2. That's in game 2, and in game 1 it was Cavaliers 6 and the Sturgeons 2. Cavaliers sweep today, and you've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
In the heart of a small town where the rivers flow, there's a spirit rising up and it's starting to grow. Carson Park's the place where dreams come alive. Eau Claire Cavaliers, the reason we thrive. With the crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd, we spell baseball magic and we shout it out loud. For over 50 years of history, pride and cheer in this town, we're all family, the love sincere. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. In this town standing tall, we always belong. With Eau Claire Cavaliers, we'll keep singing our song. Through the ups and the downs, we'll face every fight. With grit in our hearts, we'll shine ever bright. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. So raise up your voices, let the stories be told. In Eau Claire's pure heart, our legacy bold. With the Cavaliers shining like stars in the night. Big time in a small town, forever in our sight.